I wanted to share some wisdom from multiple sources that I've gotten and speak to a topic that seems to be really hot and heavy right now. And that is the subject of twin flames and soulmates. So, by virtue of my work as a QHHT practitioner, I very often have clients ask this question: do I have a soulmate? Or is so and so a twin flame? And so I kind of wanted to share with you today the wisdom that I've received in QHHT sessions about this. And the first one I'm going to share with you is my own personal situation. What you're going to hear in a few minutes is a snippet of my first QHHT session that I received. So it's me and hypnosis. I don't think I've ever shared any of this recording before, but just a little bit of an understanding. So my husband and I now in February will share our 32nd wedding anniversary. So we've been married for 32 years. We will have been together then for 34 years. And it was kind of one of these love at first sight kind of things, at least on his perspective. It took me a little while to warm up to him. But one of the questions that I had in my QHHT session is my husband a twin flame? Since the first day we were together as a couple, we've been inseparable now for going on 34 years. And I do consider him my best friend. We have a really, really strong connection, one that I feel definitely transcends this life. And so listen in as I ask this question and begin to better understand twin flames.
Have they shared other lifetimes?
Yes, many, many eons. And eons.
So that's why they're together this lifetime?
And they found each other, yes. Of course they did.
Ooh.
They made this.
They made this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Eons. Since the light.
Since the light?
They were in light together.
Explain what you mean by that.
They were particles of light traveling together. That's how far back it goes.
Wow.
Yes. They separated from the source together.
Wow.
Forever.
She talks about feeling like being two halves of a whole.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. So did they separate? Were they what people would call a twin flame? Did they separate from source together?
No. Two shards. Separate intent. Separate from source. But separate at source.
But just, it's a timing kind of thing, or a proximity.
They're not two of the same. But they decided to separate together.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, she has
They've always been two different.
Okay.
But always come together.
Okay.
Not always come together. Sometimes they never found each other.
Okay, so here we are, myself and my husband, inextricably linked, really enduring relationship. And as we find out in my QHHT session, pretty much forever, almost every life we share together. And yet we aren't twin flames, okay? So we separated from source together, but we aren't two parts of the same soul. That's the common definition of twin flames, is that it's the same soul that has separated to come back together in a single incarnation for some sort of experience. So here is this beautiful, wonderful, romantic partnership. It ain't twin flames. And I've found this over and over and over again in my QHHT sessions. It almost never happens. There seems to be this yearning for connection, this yearning for a soul level connection, a yearning for a connection that even transcends this incarnation. And everybody's kind of attaching then this concept of twin flames. And it is so incredibly rare. Now, listen into this next snippet. As you guys know, we're involved in the expansion project with my friend Laura De Piazza. And just recently, in one of our channeling sessions, someone wanted to ask the Council of 12 about this question of twin flames. So listen into this snippet of a Council of 12 conversation where I'm asking the question and having a conversation with them about the subject of twin flames.
Do split souls, referred to as twin flames, exist? And if so, will they reunite to help humanity ascend? Any information on twin flames is appreciated.
This is a good question, and there is a yes and no answer to this question. Let us try to explain the basics of a soul, or the basics of a spark. A spark is in and of itself connected to its creator. So the spark, we will, for this description, we will assume that a spark is an individual. It will make it much easier to understand.
Okay.
Instead of a we.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that a soul or a spark is an individual. The individual decides that they want to incarnate on a planet like Earth. The individual soul has a soul group with them. They are a part of a soul group. They have several best friends in this soul group, and this soul group tends to work together to help each other raise their vibration and work through the densities. The soul, the spark, tends to have a very best friend who is also another spark. Sometimes these sparks their frequencies are so similar that they may actually feel like they are twins. So that is one scenario. So the twin sparks that are let us say this, the two sparks that feel like they are twins then can either incarnate together, or they can incarnate as an individual, and the other one stay behind as a temporary spirit guide. So what the twin flame in your the definition that tends to be used on your Earth at this time, we believe most of you tend to use that as a single soul that splits. And this does happen. There are sparks and souls that have incarnated on Earth that are very high souls, very high frequency souls, and they do sometimes split their energy. Well, we will not say split. They stream their energy in more than one place on Earth to incarnate. So then this can be considered twin souls that are incarnated on Earth. Many of the definitions or beliefs, we will say beliefs about twin souls, are not exactly correct. Many of the younger souls that are learning about this type of thing wish so much to have someone that is like them in their life, that they meet someone, and this other human, they feel like they are so alike in so many ways. They have so many things in common. Their frequencies give them so much joy that they believe they are twin flames. This is not necessarily true. Most of the time, these two humans are actually two separate souls, two separate sparks that have very similar frequencies. And a lot of times they are not even in the same soul group. It's just that their frequencies are so similar that it feels like coming home. Now, on that note, if you are from, and this typically comes from the alien races that have incarnated on Earth, you may be coming home to a fellow alien. What's the term that we are looking for?
Like
a fellow
like
alien
a friend from your home planet kind
from
of
your
thing.
home planet. Yes, yes, exactly.
Mhm.
So there's many scenarios, and just know that if you feel like you have found your twin flame, we are not saying that you haven't, but the fact that you put the definition that they are part of you to in that twin flame definition, that is not necessarily always correct. No.
Okay. 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 So, yeah, so it's possible, it's rare. Would be of a really, really, really advanced, mature soul if they chose to string their energy into two incarnations.
Correct. And
Um,
let us say one more thing about
mhm,
the very advanced souls streaming their energies.
mhm,
Um, there are in the millions of humans, billions of humans that are on your planet, there are literally 2 or 3 that allow their streams to meet.
mhm.
So it is virtually unheard of.
Right, right,
Yes.
right. Okay. But what I also heard you say then too is that maybe people that are at a phase of their life where they're looking for a mate, where they're looking for a partner in their life, and they feel this really, vibratory resonance or just an overwhelming connection to another person romantically. That's not necessarily a split spark or anything like that. It's just you could be resonating from a different incarnation. You could be resonating from similar other incarnations on other planets, or you could just be resonating.
This is true.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you. I'm feeling compelled to ask this, and I don't know if it makes sense to ask or not. I don't know why this question's
Yeah.
coming to my mind as a
Yeah,
follow-on though.
please.
So
Yes.
from your perspective, why is this such a hot topic on Earth right now?
Because the conflict and the contrast is so strong these days, that people are desiring closer connection with those of their past. Well, we will say past, other
Mhm.
lives,
Mhm.
those of their home planet, those that they vibe with. It is just a response to the contrasting energy that is on your planet at this
Mm.
time.
Mm. What we say contrasting energy, what do you mean? What's the contrast?
The contrasting energies that that are happening at the time are all over your world, the political unrest, the racial unrest, the unacceptance, the of others, the conditional love that is happening on your planet at the time. It is cyclical, and we are in a cycle where the contrast between conditional love and unconditional love is showing itself quite broadly. And it is extremely noticeable for nearly everyone on your planet. And so when this happens, the urge is to find the unconditional love, and you do that by finding people of similar frequency.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. So maybe instead of calling them twin flames, we could just call them home flames.
Yes, homebodies is a good word as well.
Very good.
Okay, can you begin to see how phenomenally rare twin flames are? Like, it almost never happens. You can have a beautiful relationship. You can even have these soul level relationships, like me and my husband, who we've never been, or very, very rarely ever been separated in a life. Thank God we found each other in this incarnation. And it's still not a twin flame. So this concept of twin flame as being common, as having a twin flame that's out there, is really, really misunderstood. So let's just start scrubbing this from our vocabulary. It happens. Is it real? Yes. But it's a really, really advanced situation, and it is definitely not for something like romantic love. Now, we can have, like me and my husband, a really, really heartfelt soul level connection with a partner that we can share. And I think this yearning for twin flames is just this yearning for that kind of thing. So we can just call it a different name. We can call it a soul mate, someone who gets us on a soul level, someone who has known us before this incarnation, someone who will know us after this incarnation, someone with whom at the soul level we've agreed to come together in this incarnation to share in a romantic relationship. One of my theories is this has become so popular and so important because so many of us are yearning for connection. I really think that some of these dating sites and hookup apps have really trashed, frankly, our romantic relationships, of trivializing the connection with sexual relationship, of trivializing the meeting of other people and fulfilling the purpose of romantic partnership. Sex is important, of course it is. That's one of the primary reasons for these beautiful romantic relationships, these partnerships. But it isn't the only thing. I think friendship is more important. And so what I'd encourage you to do, instead of looking for that twin flame on your road to meet your soulmate, be friends first. Find lots and lots of friends. Friends from the opposite sex, friends from the same sex. Join clubs, join groups. Be out there among people who you might have a romantic connection with, but with a focus on being friends first. And then once that friendship develops, once that connection develops, once you really get to know someone on a personal level and maybe even on a soul level, then ding, 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 then the bells will go off and you'll find that romantic relationship. So just a little bit of advice, a little bit of wisdom that I've picked up in QHHT sessions. Twin flames, yeah, it isn't a thing, guys. And I know you really, really want to have that heartfelt connection, someone who really gets you, someone you can share your life with. Go find a friend. And in just building friendships, you're going to find that soul level connection, that person that you really jive with, that you really want to share your life and your human experience with. Thank you for listening.